quote that really resonates with me that goes like, no one has become great by showing how small someone else is. And that's a fact. Bullying is an unwanted act that shows everything but courage and strong personality. And I have with me today one of the bullying survivors that really shows how can a person be successful despite the hate, Miss Ines Filabdensidi. Good morning, Ines. How are you today?
Good morning, Chiraz. I'm doing great. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so happy to be here among you today.
The pleasure is all mine.
Thank you.
So, you've told me that you've been bullied as a kid. Can you talk about the experience and how it had affected you?
Yes, of course. So I remember that I was at age of 6 to 11 when everything started. I've been verbally abused by my classmates in the elementary school. They used to call me some variant offensive names such as disabled hand because I used to limp when I walk, and I still limp when I walk because I suffer from a congenital hip dislocation.
Yeah.
And they called me this way because they just want to make fun of me and to make me feel bad about myself. And believe me, that hurt me severely several times back then. Also, I remember that some of them used to just push me aggressively in the corridor,
Wow.
and others threw eggs on me in front of everyone, and that was so embarrassing and
Cruel.
exactly cruel. So let's say me bullying during my childhood had like it was so bad experience. It was so horrible
Yeah.
because it affected me. It had a long-term negative impact on me. I've faced a lot of difficulties in terms of being socialized with people. I developed anxiety and so on.
Yeah. Wow. That is so horrible for you to say so.
Yeah.
It must have been very hard.
Yes, exactly.
But in your opinion, what is the reason for this aggressive behavior? How can a person hurt another person?
Okay. Well, I guess that there are several reasons behind this aggressive behavior. Because let's say maybe it's due to some personal insecurities, to rejection,
Yeah.
jealousy, maybe a lack of confidence, or even when others they don't accept the differences.
Yeah, I totally agree, especially with the rejection reason. Unloving parents and friends can make a person bully and, to release that negative energy.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm curious to know how could you overcome getting bullied, and were there other obstacles that made your life difficult?
Wow. Of course, there are other obstacles, and I'm gonna talk about them later. But now, first of all, let me tell you about the missing part of my bullying story. So I remember that every time I was bullied, I came back home and cry my tears out.
Yeah.
And unlike many children who suffer from bullying, but they don't express themselves, for me, I used to do. So every time I come back home, as I told you, I cry my eyes out, and but mom was always there for me. She was always there beside me and trying to motivate me and like answer, let's say, my existential questions because I was always asking why I was born this way and why people treat me like this and what did I do wrong.
And why you, not someone else?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So she taught me that there is a specific reason behind everything that happens in our life. Okay.
Yeah.
To be honest, the child that I was didn't really understand this. But when I grew up, I figured out the reason behind my existence.
Yeah.
So I figured out that I was meant to help people. That's why I, let's say, integrated myself or engaged myself in the civil
Society.
exactly in the society. I volunteered with different charity works in order to help orphans, refugees, and most importantly, people with disabilities.
Wow. Yeah, that's so great.
Yeah, and so besides being bullied, I've faced other obstacles such as some acts of racism when I traveled abroad, especially seen how like the hatred and the hostility that like toward Muslims and
Yeah.
Islam, and it's illustrated by discrimination, persecution, marginalization, and of course exclusion of Muslims from the social, political, and civic society.
Yeah.
That's exactly why I decided to express myself through the different social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
Yeah.
Just in order to inspire others and at least try to
Make a positive impact.
exactly make a positive impact in this huge world.
That is really great for you to say so. I'm so excited that you've turned out the way you've turned out today. I'm so proud of you, and thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much. That's my pleasure.